vicini. Coming back. Working. Okay, let's move just a little bit. Not too much. Don't like that. Let's go back a bit there. Alright. So, I'm here. Let's get a bit more light. As you can see, I'm super ready. I think this light is the best. Okay. Right. So, some people are here already. Hi from South Africa. Hi, SA Homesteads. I follow you. Hi from Canada. Hi, Alain. Is it pronounced like in French? Hey, Todd. Yes, I know SA Homesteads. I follow you. I've seen your videos. I actually was introduced to your channel by Rachel from Garden Duenza. So, yeah. How is the light? How is the quality? Do you see me okay? Do you hear me okay? Let me close the window because if there's a car, you won't hear me anymore. Okay, so there are some people already, 6. So I am forming a slate, which is really un-Swiss of me. Alright. Actually, we have the same time zone in Switzerland and in South Africa, which for me is really like strange that we're like on the opposite sides of the world, but we still have the same time. Just that you have your winter now and we have our summer. Okay, right. Volume's a bit low. I don't know if I can fix that. Well, I guess I can speak a bit louder. Will help. Hi, Bubbles. Yeah, right. It's cool. Okay, so there are a few people coming already. So I guess we will start. As I previously introduced, I'm going just first, in the first part of the video, I'm just going to answer the questions that I get asked most commonly. And I will be a little bit, I will be a little bit less looking at the comments during that part. And then after that, you will be able to ask your question directly. I have my phone there where I see my own live, and so I can follow your comments better. So yeah, let's do it. Hi Enric, hi. So welcome everybody. I hope that more people are going to join us. But yeah, let's start. So the first question I get asked the most is, of course, how I made the green wall. So I'm going to, I think I did that in the video already, but I'm going to introduce quickly like the concept, how I built it. So first of all, this is a wall in my living room, and what I did is I put up the wall 2 wooden poles, because actually between the wall and between the green wall and the actual wall I have a gap of around like 7 centimeters, because it's really important to have like movement of air behind it. Otherwise you get a lot of issues like mold and discoloration of the wall, and etc. etc. So this was the first thing to do, to build a wooden structure that actually separated the green wall from the actual wall. Then on that I put a plastic membrane that I had to change afterwards because it was cheap quality, and I had a problem of leaking, but anyway, it's in another video. But yeah, there is a plastic sheet on the wooden structure that actually provides the waterproof, because of course I cannot have my wall being wet all the time. And on that then I have a wire meshing. At first I just wanted to use that wall to hang my mounted orchids, but then I decided to do something more like natural looking. I like more like tropical forest looking. So on that wire mesh, then I use it as a structure to put some felt. It's a recycled material from the fabric industry that here people use, like for example when you have to paint a room, and they use that to cover like the floor or like furnitures, because it's great to absorb like the drops of paint, so you can protect your areas. But yeah, it's just synthetic, so it doesn't break down, and the only thing is it loses its color, and then the water gets all black. So if you want to have an aquarium like a paludarium kind of thing, you have to think about those things. But it's not toxic for the plants, for the animals, so yeah, that's great. And yeah, I use this felt as a planting material. It's great because it retains moisture, but not like a sponge or like microfiber stuff, you know. It's more like it's like when you get a kitchen towel wet. So it's wet, but it's not like soaking wet. So there's still some air circulation in it. And yeah, after that, I use that as a plant material. The roots grow really well in there, and I have a lot of moss growing. And yeah, so far I'm really happy with the green wall. Everything's growing fine. I started to feed a little bit more because it's really low nutrient. And since that, I realized that the plants grow a bit better. So this is something maybe I still have to experiment with. But yeah. Oh yeah, and on top I have of course plant lights. I have two kinds: a white one, which is a standard good quality aquarium light, and a red one that is like especially for growing plants. I don't like the color of the red one because it makes my living room look like one of those places. um, but yeah, that's why I only have it in the morning, because usually I'm at work, so I don't see it. It's from like I guess around 8:30 till 11:30 is with the red light, and after that it's only the white light, like in the evening. So it's looking a lot better. I think that's it. Oh no, the water circulation, of course. I have an aquarium at the bottom. Hold on, maybe I can. I don't think we see it, so let's do like that. See, there is an aquarium there. Inside the aquarium, there is a pump. The pump pumps the water through a hose to the top of the wall. Let me get it back. For the people who didn't see the light. So here you see there is white light, and the ones that are not on are the red lights. And at the top of the wall, the hose is pierced with some holes, and that's how the water trickles down, and then it's collected again and goes back into the aquarium. So it's a closed system. Drop a bomb. Alright, so that was the first most commonly asked questions. Then I think there are a few more. When I put them in my pictures. Where are they? There. Alright, that's another big one that usually, actually most of the people who ask me this question, they are in Switzerland. But since it's really humid, do I get mold? The short answer is no, and the long answer is no but. Actually, I do have to be careful about humidity because the water is always running, and the plants, they transpire, and the felt is always like wet, but there is some evaporation going on. So in summer there is no problem because temperatures are warm, and anyway we can open the windows, so that's no problem. In winter I have to be a bit more careful. In summer I like to spray the plants. I use the leftover of my orchid water with a bit of fertilizer in it, but I never do that in winter because it will take a lot longer to dry, and then there's so much humidity in the air here in that room that I could get some mold. I did this year because in January actually I went on holiday to China for a month, and I had someone to come and water the plants, but of course they didn't open the window. And when I came back after a month with humidity and everything, of course there were some mold. So, well, I treated it and it didn't come back. So, yeah, if you do something, especially as big as that, that's something you have to take into consideration, especially where you live. If it rains a lot, if the the heater here in Switzerland is quite good, but in some other houses, like some other countries, I know that in Italy, I'm half Italian. In Italy, usually the heating systems are really, really inefficient for my Swiss ass. So I guess in places like that, you have to be a bit more careful. Maybe try something smaller, or try something like that can stay dry for a while, like with other plants, or yeah, something like that. Another one that is quite interesting. This one was from Garnia Duenza, so Rachel. I don't know if she joined. Um, it is what was it? Oh, if the plants need a transition period. Um, I never really fuss about with transition and quarantine and stuff like that, but I realized that really tiny small seedlings usually don't take very well on the wall, but equally like plants that are already quite developed, um, they take a long time until they start to grow normally again. So I guess cuttings do a lot, really, really well. So like I had some leaf cuttings of begonias that after had the first few new leaves I put on the wall, and they just taken off. I guess that also it depends on the plants. Not all the plants I have on this wall that are doing great, and I see that there is really some plants are doing super good, and some plants are doing just not good. So, and some plants die. Of course, I mean the wall is now a bit. I guess it's gonna be 3 years old, a bit more maybe. So it's still like experimentation. Yeah. So I guess that's it. Oh, also in this comment, Rachel asked what my landlord thinks about the wet patches on the floor. Well, my landlord doesn't know about it, of course. Otherwise, I don't think I would have been allowed to build the wall. But I don't have any water damages so far. And anyway, the floor, I changed the floor myself when I moved into the apartment, and I paid for that myself, so they cannot say anything. Okay, that was it. And see, here was another comment from BBQ and Blues. They asked about mildew and mildew scent. Well, mildew, like mold, I just talked about it. Scent, well, it does smell like something, but for me it smells like mosses, or like, you know, when you go into a tropical house in a botanical garden that just was watered. So it is really, really a nice smell to me. I guess it's not a smell you usually encounter in an apartment, but I don't mind it. I mean, it's okay. Actually, my other wall, the orchid wall, smells a lot stronger when I let it dry out completely, because I'm too lazy to water, and then I water it again. This smell of really wet moss is a lot stronger than on that one that is constantly at the same amount of moisture. So, yeah. Yeah, I guess that was it. So that was for the mostly asked questions. I'm back on the chat, so I see Rachel is here. Hi, Rachel. And thought your wall is very clever. I love the aquarium and pump idea to keep the plants watered. Yes, actually, the fish in the aquarium are supposed to be the fertilizer, but I don't have enough fish, I guess. I mean, I have a stable population of one kind of fish that always reproduce, and they're always there and have always a new generation. But like always only have like 5 or 6, and it's a 180 liters, so I could have more. So now I'm maybe thinking of buying more fishes. Fish, sorry, there is no fishes. Fish. So we'll see about that. Hi Ron, this is fun. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, the green wall is looking great. And hi Enric, hi from Brooklyn, so hi from Switzerland. Alright, so actually, well, I see that there are not too many people present, only 6 if it's correct, but now it would be your turn. Do you have any questions, or do you have anything that you want to know about the green wall? Otherwise, I'm just going to keep talking and talking and talking. Are there species you find better than others on the wall? That's the question from Bubbles from South Africa. Yes. Well, basically you have, when you choose a plant for a wall like that, you have to think a little bit about their ecology in the wild. So like plants that like to grow on a really rich environment, like forest floor with a lot of leaf mold and humus and stuff like that, they won't do too well on a green wall like that, because it's actually quite low nutrient. I could make it high nutrient, of course, if I didn't have the fish, because I guess fish and too much nutrient doesn't mix well together. But yeah, so every plant that usually grows on steep surfaces, on rock cliffs, epiphytically, where the amount of nutrient is really limited, usually those plants, they do quite well. Actually, it's quite funny to see that in really rich environment, in a lot of really rich environment, the biodiversity is quite poor. There are few species of plants and therefore animals, and in environment where it's really low in nutrient, we find a lot, well, not always, but we find a lot more plant species. It's the case, like for example, the Amazon forest. Actually, if you take off the forest, you realize that the soil is really poor, but it's one of the most biodiverse forests on earth. Also, when you see here, when you have like a poor soil, then you start to have like wild flower meadows in Europe, with a lot of different species of wild flowers and plants. And when a field is really rich, for example, you have only grass. And because on a poor soil, the grass doesn't do that well, so the other plants, they can get into competition and take a hold on the grass. But if there is too much nutrient, the grass is like a rocket. They grow, and then just take all the nutrients, the water, and the space from the other plants. So I guess you have to, when you like a plant and you would like to add it to a green wall, then you have to think a little bit about that. So yeah, I have a lot of begonias, but those are begonias that are either epiphytic or that grow usually not on the forest floor, but on like rocks or cliffs or like that. Phone was on mute. You mean my phone? No. Actually, I'm looking at myself and I realized that there is quite a lot of gap between what I'm saying and between how it's broadcasting. Oh, okay, right. So good, it was only yours. Hi, Ellen from Japan. Konnichiwa. Actually, it's like good night now. We have a bit more people now. So do you have any other questions? Or something you would like me to show you on the wall specifically? Do I ever swap out plants? Yes. Well, for a long time I only had like unique plants, like only one piece of each plant, like orchids and stuff, so there is not a lot to swap. But lately, since I started to grow begonias and stuff, it's quite easy for me to take cuttings, and sometimes I swap, or I just like give away like as a gift. I mean, I'd like to do that professionally in the future. Actually, I have quite an interesting project coming next year, but it's too early to talk about that now. But yeah, so far, I mean, I'm not in it for the money. I still have a normal job, so when I have I have plans to share them, even if I don't get anything in return. If I get something in return, of course, better. Inse, your Ethereum is growing well. Yeah, I sent. Actually, Inse, I can show you. This is the mother plant. Do we see it? I don't know what happened. Am I back? Yeah, I'm back. Sorry. How much of this you missed? This is frustrating. No wonder everybody went. Hey, Yinse. Few minutes, so long. Okay. Okay, so I was talking about Anthurium bakeri because I sent the seedling to Inse. I don't know if you got that part. And I said that I had three kind of Anthuriums on the wall. There is a bakeri there. There is a closely related species that only have the seedlings from a friend, and I put them on the bare patch at the top there. Yep. You can see there's some green stuff. And what else? I have a climbing one. That's not growing that too well, but it's there. And I have also a few seedlings because I said that I stole seeds from a botanical garden from a plant that was on display, and I said that I'm sure that we all do that. Maybe not. Maybe it's only me. Don't make me feel bad. Yeah, but... Hi, TP's daddy. Is it better for you now? Yes. Well, I don't know what's the problem, because I mean, when I use other app to do like live, there is no problem. So why only YouTube? Is it fuzzy? Actually, on my side it's okay. So on the phone that I watched to see your comment is actually okay. But yeah, I don't know if you still have questions, something you want to see on the green wall specifically. Otherwise, I guess that's it really. It's about half an hour, and if we start having technical difficulties, it's a bit. So are you still there? Okay, so this was my first like planned live, and I have the feeling it's not doing as well as the last one that I did. That was like a bit impromptu. So yeah, maybe show you a bit more about the plants. So here we have bromeliads, Rhipsalis bachifera, the epiphytic cactus, Chisum pilea, ficus, columnia, what else? This is my Amorphophallus atroviridis. I love that leaf. It's really nice. Yeah, so this is another. I had trips there. So you see there are some white markings on the leaves. So those are caused by thrips. Yeah, I use the systemic. That's not harmful. And I still see one or two, but it hasn't like worsened. So I guess it's okay. I'm just seeing the comment of Mumats. That's my mom. Hi, mom. Gracias, mama. Also a really nice one. This is here. You see, I have the really dark leaf of Amorphophallus atroviridis, and behind it, I have the really dark leaves of a begonia. This is Begonia mazae, var nigricans, the black version. There is var mazae that I have here, which is green and black, and there is a var viridis full green that I don't have. And what else? Oh, I have this plant that started to grow variegated. At least I hope that's it and it's not like a virus, but it's still growing, so I guess not. But that's interesting. What else? The columnia that Rachel gave me. It's growing a side branch, growing long, so that's great. See, I have some repeat plants, and that's all the stuff that I just pull a leaf out and just put it there, and it's growing. So, yeah, that's great. Pilea involucrata. Actually, one of the lights just turned off because it's late. What else? Oh, this one, which has really nice leaf. This is a Sanchisia speciosa. Oh, and see, I cut some of the leaves to provide light for plants down underside, under it, and I put them in the aquarium, and see, it's just growing roots. So this is a good one to take from leaf cutting too. I will have some to share. Let me turn on the light again. So that we see. This is another one. This is a bit better colored of the Begonia mazae var nigricans. Hey Terry. Hey Sharon. Glad you're here. Is it? Do you have something against me? Because as soon as I'm off screen, there are more people watching the live. But I guess I'm not as beautiful as the plants. I get it. This is a really funny little plant. This is Elatostema salvinioides. And I have that one that grows a bit differently. And I guess it's not a problem of feed or of watering, because all the new leaves are the same. They're supposed to look like that, so you see. And the old leaves, they were like that. So I don't know what happened there. And now they have a lot of new growths coming there, which are really pretty. What else? Oh, this is a really nice leaf too. This is a Takarum. I mean, it's not supposed to grow on the green wall. It's like an Amorphophallus. There have a dormancy period, so dormant and wet is not the best, but I had just a corm that I didn't have a pot for it. I have a bunch outside, so I just tried, and yeah. I mean, the leaf is looking really nice there. Hoya linearis, like dripping down, looking very nice. I have those there. I think it's Trilescantia, I guess it's the name, yeah. I don't remember which one is a species too that grow on cliffs. And well, it's getting a bit too big. It's like in the ceiling there, in the lights, and the leaves are getting burned. So I guess at some point I will have to cut the tip the tips, and they're going to grow sideways and like invade everything. But well, so far it's a nice big plant with a nice color, like the really purple ones. Yeah, yeah, it's huge. I mean, it's really really huge. It's not like I guess the English name is the Wandering Jew, which I really don't like. I mean, it's it sounds weird. But yeah, this is not the typical one you get. Usually you have the really tiny and long, uh, like rambling or pendant. But this one now is upright and it's a massive one. Um, what else? This is a really cute one too. Um, this is Biophytum sensitivum. Now it's dark, so the leaves are actually closed. See? But in the day they're open and they look like a mini palm tree. I have a seedling there and another seedling here. They pop up like also self-fertile seeds, and then they just drop and you start to find them everywhere. What else? This is a really nice one. I think I showed it in the last live. I found the idea. This is a Peperomia velutina. Yes, Peperomia, not Palea. I always get the both confused, Palea and Peperomia. But it's velutina, and I really like that the color of it is really similar to the Ludisia, this color next to it. I mean, it's a nice, they're not the same, but they go well together. Sometimes you want contrast, and sometimes you want just the same kind of leaves, and they just do well together. Another one is this one, which is funny. I have the green version there and the purple version. This is Ardisia mamilata. This is, I think, the best plant for shade that you can ever find. I mean, super super shaded and still grows. It will get a bit higher in time and then have some flowers and red berries, but yeah, it's a really really like the hair, they're pink. You see that the leaf is brown and the hair it is pink, and it gives like this purple kind of feel, and it's like it's, you see the texture of the leaves. It's really really interesting. Still that dendrobium. Last time I couldn't show it properly to you because I had my shit phone. This is the phone of my partner. So it's Dendrobium parthenon. Yeah, parthenon. And I like the little drip of pink in the throat. So yeah, Dendrobium that wasn't doing well on its mount, and then just put it there, and it decided to flower. But still no growth from the base. So yeah, I just dappled it on the membrane. Another one I really like, I think is the tiniest leaved plant that I have here, is I think Peperomia or Palea numularifolia, something like that. Anyway, it was like a stowaway in some other plants, but it's doing really great there, and I like the contrast with other larger plants, leaves. That dendrobium really looks like Anne. Maybe it's a synonym. I don't know. I don't know how Anne looks like. I would have to check out. But yeah, I think that's more or less it. Oh, I have another Elatostema that's also looking quite cool. I think it's a bit too shaded there. So, let me in the jungle. So it's also looking quite great, but it's getting start wet spots, so I'm not sure what's about, and I think it's too shaded because it's growing a lot slower than the other one. But yeah, anyway. Oh, Anne is like a hybrid, or maybe. Then maybe, yeah. Don't know. Anyway, I think. Oh, I think that's. There we are. I think that's it for today. Uh, was great seeing you all there, and I hope that unless if you still have something to ask. Oh yeah, I see. Any species that could have been used for parent is possible. You're welcome, Terry, and well, thank you everyone to come to my live. And as I said last time, there will be one weekly. We'll do more live than videos because I just don't have the time to edit and take videos live. Just like put the phone there, and I will prepare a theme, of course, for every video, so I have something to talk about. But yeah, it's a lot easier for me, and still I can get in touch with you because I really like the small community we have on YouTube. So that's why. Otherwise, I mean, I could just stop doing videos altogether, but I don't want that. I mean, I still enjoy, although YouTube makes it really, really hard. I still enjoy exchanging with you, but if I mean, I cannot put too much work and energy into it if it doesn't bring back something more. I hope it's not insensitive to say like that, and I hope you get it. But yeah. What's the overall humidity in this room? I don't know. I don't want to know. No, but it's between. I think it's around the 60. Can go to the 70s sometimes, but since we always open the window and have good air circulation, it's around the 60s, so it's still quite acceptable for indoors. Thank you, Bubbles. Thank you. Yeah, I think I like, and also it's more interesting that. Well, I hope that at some point a bit more people will join. That then like 10 or more, it would be great to have like really exchanges. Like Terry's lives, they're really good because a lot of people join, and then people start also to talk to each other in the chat, which is quite. Well, I don't know if then it's hard to follow for Terry, but it's quite funny for the people that watch, and I hope that at one point I will reach that that level where a lot of people enjoy coming to see my live. I always will do at this kind of time because then for Europe it's not too late for people to join, and for the States it's in the day, so I guess it's also easier. I will try to do them more on the weekends, so maybe people that are working there have access to it. But yeah, I guess you can always catch up the live after. Opa. You have a personality and great them. Thank you. Well, the green thumb, I think so. The personality, yeah, I think so too. Okay, so I think that's it for today. That's around like 45 minutes. Don't want to make it too long for the people that didn't join, and if they want to watch the live again. If it's too long, maybe it's a bit discouraging. So I want to always keep it around half an hour, maybe 45 minutes maximum. So that's it for today. Merci, maman. My mom is also there. She's so sweet. Yeah, see you next time. So next week, don't know exactly which I have to see with my work schedule, but next week, and I think next week is going to be. I will show you all my catasetums because I did a beginning of the season video, and I just want to show you one by one how they look like, and it's always gonna be here. So if you still have questions or something you want to see on the green wall, actually that would be like more my object, like my purpose, that we get more intimate with the green wall, and then people, they start to recognize the plants, and maybe they find a plant they like, and then after a while they're like, oh, can you show us that to see how it grew? And yeah, I think that's quite that would be quite interesting. Also, I have a plant unboxing that actually I might do at a live. So this will be a bit like spontaneous because it will be on the day where I got the parcel. Should be this week. But yeah, there are all plans for the green wall. Only 4 or 5, so it's not that much. But yeah. Anyway, happy growing, everyone, and have a nice evening or day or whatever, and see you next time. Bye from Switzerland.